Assalamu alaikum wa rahmatullahi wa barakatuh. Inshallah, today we'll be covering the story of Prophet Saleh alayhi salam. Bismillahir Rahmanir Rahim. Ad denied Allah's signs and they were destroyed. After them, another strong tribe came. They had great bodies and strong buildings. They would live for many years. This tribe was called Thamud. They were very strong. Allah gave them strength and health. They used to make their houses from trees, but the houses would rot before the owner died. They therefore would go and hollow out rocks to make them houses for them and their families. This proves how strong the men of Thamud were and how big their houses were. As time passed, people tend to forget Allah's favors and even disbelieve in Him. Thamud started making idols, which they worshipped just as the people of Nuh alayhi salam and Ad did before him. Allah wished to guide them to the straight path, and He sent to them a man from themselves. They knew his good character, noble lineage, and true speech. Allah sent Saleh alayhi salam to them. His message was to leave idol worship and to worship Allah alone without any partner. Saleh alayhi salam went to the gatherings of his people and reminded them of Allah. He raised his voice and said, "O my people, worship Allah. There is no God for you but Him." They shouted, "Do you stop us from worshipping that which our fathers worshipped? We have strong doubts about what you call us to." Saleh alayhi salam tried to remind them about Allah's favors to them. He said, "Remember when He made you successors to Ad and let you live in the earth, making palaces on the flat lands and carving houses from the mountains. Remember Allah's favors and do not do corruption on earth." Only the weak ones of Saleh alayhi salam's people believed in him. They saw him to be good, noble, and true. Saleh alayhi salam kept calling his people. They denied him and did not believe in him. He did not lose hope. He was patient at the difficulties they put him and the others believers in. Saleh alayhi salam increased his calling to Allah. His people increased their denying. They then asked him for something strange. They said, "Let your Rabb send us a sign by which we can know that you are true." Saleh alayhi salam said, "O Allah, show them a sign by which they can be guided." He then asked them, "What sign do you want?" They said, "Come with us on our festival day. We shall ask our gods for a sign, and you ask yours." The festival day came. It was the day in the year when Saleh alayhi salam's people would go out to their idols. They agreed that Saleh alayhi salam would ask his Rabb to send down a sign. They in turn would ask their idols that his dua not be accepted. A man from Thamud, Jundah bin Amr, said to Saleh alayhi salam, "O Saleh, bring for us out of this rock a she-camel like no other she-camel. If you do that, we shall believe in you." Saleh alayhi salam made dua to Allah, and they prayed to their idols. They kept laughing at Saleh alayhi salam while he made dua. Suddenly, the rock split open, and a heavily pregnant she-camel came out of it. Everyone then saw that she gave birth to her baby. Jundah bin Amr and some of the people now believed in Saleh alayhi salam. The rest of them stayed on their disbelief and lies. Saleh alayhi salam said, "This she-camel will have a chance to drink one day, and you can drink the next." Thamud were amazed at the camel and her baby. She would come on her day and finish all the water. They then would drink from her milk, and their thirst would be satisfied. They would then drink the water the next day. The day after that, the camel would come and stand by the well. The water would rise up, and she would drink. She would then go back on a road different to the one on which she came on. It would have been best for Thamud to believe in the sign, but they stayed stubborn on their disbelief. Sunaym bin Harawa married a rich woman called Saduq. He believed and spent money on Saleh alayhi salam and the believers. Saduq scolded him because she was a disbeliever. She took her children and hid them by her cousins. Sunaym said, "Bring my children back to me." She refused. They went to her cousins. They were believers and gave the children to him. Saduq now hated Saleh alayhi salam even more because her husband spent on him and believed in him. She blamed him for separating her from her children. Her friend, Unayza bint Ghanm, was also a disbeliever. She had goats which used to go out to graze. When they used to see Saleh alayhi salam's camel, they used to run away and could not drink. Unayzah was angry. Saduq and Unayzah were united in their hatred of Saleh alayhi salam and the believers with him. They agreed to kill the camel so that they could make Saleh alayhi salam angry. Whenever they asked a man to kill it, he refused. He thought that that was an ugly action because it was not a normal camel. It was a sign from Allah. However, Musadda bin Mahraj loved Saduq and wanted her for himself. He agreed to kill the camel. He went to look for people to help him in this ugly act. Qudar bin Salif agreed to help him. He was his friend and was an important man amongst his people. The two went, and soon the group became 9 men who wanted corruption on earth, not goodness. Qudar bin Salif led this group, who were the worst of people. Saleh alayhi salam used to spend the night in the masjid. The people called it Saleh's masjid. He used to go out to the people in the morning. Qudar and his group tried to kill Saleh alayhi salam. The angel stopped them and threw stones at them. They gave up trying to kill Saleh alayhi salam and went to his camel. Qudar took an arrow and tied it to his beard. He waited for the camel. When she came, he threw the arrow at her neck and she died. They slaughtered her and ate her meat. The people felt bad about the kill and went to Saleh alayhi salam, crying. He replied, "Go to her baby. If you find it, it may be that Allah's anger will be lifted from you." They went to look for it, but it cried aloud and went into the rock which it and the mother had come from. Saleh alayhi salam knew that the punishment was coming. It would destroy his people. He said, "Enjoy yourselves in your homes for 3 days. That is a promise which is no lie." The sign of punishment was that their faces would turn yellow on the first day, red on the second day, and black on the third day. On the first day they awoke and found their faces to be yellow. Everyone spoke about what they saw. On the second day their faces were red, as Saleh alayhi salam had told them. They were now certain that they were going to be punished. Saleh alayhi salam and the believers went away to Syria. The rest of Thamud rose on the third day, with faces as black as tar. They prepared to die and dressed each other in shrouds. They fell on the ground and waited for the punishment to come. A scream was heard from the sky. Their hearts burst and they all died. Neither young nor old remained. Only one woman lived. She ran. She was a disbeliever. When she drank water, she also died. But before she died, she told the people what had happened to Thamud. Saleh alayhi salam and the believers were saved and lived in Syria, where Saleh alayhi salam died. Rasulullah sallallahu alayhi wasallam passed by the ruins of Thamud on his way to Tabuk. The Muslims drank from the water there and made dough from it. Rasulullah sallallahu alayhi wasallam stopped them from drinking the water and making bread from that dough. He then ordered them to drink from the well from which the camel drank. He and his Sahaba cried that what had happened to Thamud should not happen to them. Now we'll talk about some beneficial lessons to take from the story of Prophet Saleh alayhi salam. Number 1, worship Allah alone without any partners. Number 2, always turn to Allah and thank Him for His favors. Number 3, believe that Allah has power to do anything. Number 4, do not be proud of your strength. Use it to benefit yourself and your family. And number 5, Allah will not destroy those who believe in Him. He will save them from punishment. Alhamdulillah, we have completed the story of Prophet Saleh alayhi salam. Assalamu alaikum wa rahmatullahi wa barakatuh.